What's going on, everybody? Stock Jock here. Up $5,553 in the first hour. Finished up the day $6,561. So good day overall. We'll get into the trades momentarily. Just want to remind you all, if you are not aware, I stream all day long, the entire market day, for free. It is free at Twitch. The link for that is down in the description down below. It's 100% free. Come on in, join the community. We've got over, I think today we had about 350 people in chat. It's great. There's people in there that are bouncing off trade ideas. We also have a Discord, link for that is down below as well. There's a couple hundred, 300, I don't even know what we're up to now. Might be close to 1,000. I haven't looked. But it's huge. So come on in, be part of the community. Some of the trades I've taken this past week, I would not have been able to find had it not been for people in the chat room or in Twitch calling it out. And that's just the way it works. Like, you only have one set of eyes. You can't look at, and you'll have a certain amount of monitors. You can't look at every single chart and every single stock in the entire market. It's helpful to have a community that other people are looking at other things, calling out different ideas, different trade ideas, and helping everybody make money. That's the point of my community, our community, is exactly that. So come on in, join it for free. So let's get into the trades. All right, so the first trade I took was actually a swing trade that I closed out. I had 50 contracts of Pfizer. Pfizer's drug looked like it was going to be approved, but there was just no run up into this event. It really felt like everything was priced in. Some selling was going on today. So I had half the position left. I sold some of it yesterday, and then I finished out the rest. So I started the day off in the green. I think it was like a $3,000 winner that I had swinging. So I had a little chunk. And then I go into playing Tesla. And Tesla chopped me up today like nobody's business. I got it back later on in Tesla, but these first trades that I take in Tesla, I get chopped up on. So the first one right here, and all these Tesla plays I'm taking with options. I'm trading options in this instance exactly the same way as I would stock. The only reason why I'm using options is because I can't take 2,000 shares short of Tesla. I would need an insane amount in my bank account or in my brokerage account, which I do not have. So the only way for me to play it short with size is options. So when I'm playing options on these, I'm looking at the chart just like I normally would, and instead of hitting buy or sell in stocks, I'm hitting buy or sell with options. So anyway, going into it, and what I saw to start with was Tesla popped up and it came right back down. And I was really thinking, if we could break low a day, and this is kind of what I was seeing at the time, if we could break this low a day area, maybe we could go break this like double bottom here from pre-market. And granted, it's not the strongest level in the world, but it's still something, and it might flush out some people that were long, whatever. And overall, the thought process was Tesla was pretty strong yesterday in a bounce. Maybe this pulls back some more today. At least test some ranges from yesterday. Test below 600. Tesla loves to break whole dollars to the downside and flush everybody out. And then when it does that, it tends to just bounce right up. And you kind of see that today. We broke the $600 level to the downside, and what did it do? It freaking bounced right up to 615. So I was really thinking that maybe it would do that early on, and that's why I took this trade. I kind of chased it. It's not a typical trade that I normally do, but I saw this move up. It gave it all back, and I wanted to go short. In this case, I was buying puts. I wanted to see if the low a day break would happen and get this flush down. So I took 20 contracts short. It didn't go anywhere. Instead, it started to bounce up, so I covered for a loss of, 12 cents on 20 contracts. So small loser compared to what I'm about to lose, but we'll get into those trades in just a moment. The low a day break. You gonna go any further? You're gonna bounce. Of course you're gonna bounce. to get out. It did break low day, it didn't go anywhere, so it's kind of chasing it. If it bounces, then I can go the 1 minute candle under candle. So this next trade was another short on Tesla. Again, I'm looking for these levels to break and really break down, maybe break 610 and head to 600. And it just wasn't cooperating, and it was just chopping me out. So we had the initial move down, and what I was looking for is a bounce and then a candle. You know, I'm looking at it like this. The bounce happened, and then candle under candle for continuation. So lower high, kind of a flat bottom. Looking for this flat bottom to break and really send price action down. So I entered in right here when price was right here. Again, got the flush of low day that I was looking for. Got a bounce. Really thought it was going to break this low from here. But what happened? Price gets right here, right where we're about to just completely be a dumpster fire. We get right here, and I cover half. So I took these puts at 12.45 and 12.50. So I sold half. So it's 40 contracts total. I sold half of them for a 50-cent win, 52-cent win. So about $1,000. And Tesla begins to bounce, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is this going to be? Tesla loves head faking and just going the other way. So I sold half for $1,000 win, but I still had 20 contracts left, and it kept bouncing. At some point, I'm like, okay, well, this is just not going to flush out. I got everything I wanted. I got the candle under candle continuation. I broke the low of day. I didn't get this break, which might have triggered it. I don't know. It didn't happen, so I don't know. And instead, I started to bounce up, and at that point, I'm just like, well, I just have to cover the rest now. And I covered the rest at 11.90 for a 60-cent loss and a 11.80 for a 70-cent loss. So I actually gave back all of it and then some on that trade. Yeah, there we go. Covering half. Now, this level breaks, it gets real fun. Or it can just bounce because it's Tesla. It's a pretty big bounce there. So I think it should have gone. I'm almost worried that this curls and goes back up. So this is me getting chopped out of Tesla some more. So now I take it to the long side on this trade. So I just saw Tesla test the downside 3 separate times. Broke low a day, and did nothing. So when it started to bounce up here, I kept looking at the last peak, and I'm like, well, okay. If you maybe this is a big W, right? Maybe this is just a big W. And we talk about the W pattern all the time. Okay. The W pattern breakout right there all the time in chat. I was like, maybe this is W. Maybe this is just a W pattern. Maybe it just needs... Maybe that's what sets it off. So I was going to try it. So price actually started to come up and to break this level right here. And I'm like, well, okay, if that breaks, maybe we run high a day now. All right, maybe we were loaded up on shorts. Let's try it long. Going short didn't work. Let's try it long. So I take 20 contracts at 965. This is the 620 contracts. Basically at the money. And right when we break this level, price gets to this Bollinger Band and it's kind of like, eh. And you can kind of see it with Tesla. When Tesla's on fire, right? When Tesla wants to move, you can see it on the L2. The level 2, the bid is always walking up. It's never getting knocked down. You can really tell where the momentum was, and it was not feeling it here. It didn't feel like Tesla was making big moves today. So when it got up to this level, it just kind of went, and the bidding just stopped, and the volume kind of just dried up, and it just didn't go anywhere. So when I saw that, felt that, and yeah, it kind of like just comes with experience doing it for years and just seeing and playing Tesla for a long time, you kind of know that, okay, it might not happen, right? So when I kind of got that feeling, I started exiting. I exited kind of slow. The first exit was for a loss of $300, so a 30-cent loss, and the second exit was, again, right here, right in these two candlesticks, was for a 40-cent loss for minus $400. So just nickel and dime myself. Right now, this is 0 for 1, 2. Now it's 0 for 3 on Tesla. So we're batting 1,000. The break of 20. Is it gonna go?
Come on. Come on.
BILI, big move today. Struggling here at the 620.
Come on.
Jason, what'd you trade, dude? Yeah, I'm just gonna get out of the way. Little chop chop, didn't really go. So this next trade is on Zoom. Obvious downtrend here coming out of the open here. This is one of the stocks that's probably going to get beat down as 2021 opens up. You know, it was a very hot play during the COVID era. If and when COVID becomes a non-issue in 2021 with the vaccines coming out, warm weather in the spring and summertime, and hopefully overall herd immunity, Zoom is probably one of the ones that's going to pay the price, and you kind of already see that. You know, it peaked there at 589, and right now it's down below 400, and it probably has a ways to go, to be honest. I don't think it's going ever back down to $80 or whatever where this thing started from, but it's certainly not going to be as vital to our everyday life as it is right now. But anyway, it was coming down. And what I ended up seeing here is it made it just a little flat bottom here on the 1 minute. And I'll go ahead and mark it between this point and this point. And what really attracted to me is not only is it low a day with basically a flat bottom like this, but it also had a drop, a bounce, a candle under candle fail, a bounce, and then it continued down here again for almost like a W. I'm sorry, like an M pattern. Oops, hello. Like an M pattern that kind of failed because it didn't break low a day here. But it, it did bounce one more time, and I thought that if it got candle under candle, it would break this low and it get a drop for if anything, just continue this move down. And that's what happened. We broke this low here. We got a drop, a bounce, a candle under candle, fail, meaning it didn't continue the run down, bounced up, rejected this 9 EMA, just like it has done this entire way down. Got the candle under candle, dropped down to the low day again, bounced off of that, didn't go anywhere, and then candle under candle entry right here. I don't know why that was a vertical line. Let's try this again. Candle under candle right here for continuation, broke low a day, got enough of movement in my Zoom. So I took puts on this. Again, Zoom is a $400 stock. I'm not going to short 2,000 shares of a $400 stock. I just can't. So I took puts. I got in at 251, got the move I was looking for. Quick little, basically a dollar flush from 389 to 389.50 to 388.50, and I just covered in that flush. That's all I'm looking to do. A little scalp. Not looking for any big moves. I didn't have time to go back and see we had any major horizontal level or anything like that. Where did price action go? What the heck? There we go. I didn't have time to look all that. So just quick little scalp, in and out. Like I said, I took 20 contracts at 251, sold half at 277. So, $260 winner, and then sold the other half at 285. So overall, roughly about a $600 winner on that one. So 1 minute candle under candle. I want to say this low a day take out. There we go. $7, 285. Nice little $600 winner. So here we go with Tesla again. At this point, the formation is kind of setting up a little bit better. We basically had a descending triangle here. Common resistance, kind of common support. It just wasn't the cleanest because we've broken low a day multiple times. It didn't do anything. So what I was thinking here is maybe this is just kind of a support area right here. Maybe now, we just hit, we just made up a resistance line up here, coming back down. We got a nice little drop. Once again, 100% of the move, like just like this one, pop and then 100% move retracement. Then we had a pop and 100% of move retracement. Like that's all bearish. Like if you're a bull, you're very frustrated at this point. So now, and then I saw this bounce right here, and it didn't go anywhere. And in fact, it came up and tested this red line, which is the 9 EMA, and it rejected it. It didn't go candle over candle and run back up here. No, it hit that level and then it started rejecting it. So I took it as a sign that maybe we're gonna go test the downside for real this time. Maybe break some of these levels and really get cooking. Tesla had other plans. So I entered in again so this is a drop, this is a drop, a bounce, and then candle under candle. I'm entering right there. I buy puts. If I was doing stock, I would have shorted right here, breaking the low of that bounce candle. I got what I was looking for, right? We actually didn't break that low. I think, it came right to it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And it started to bounce up again. And, with the puts that I'm buying, like they can change in price very quickly. So if it doesn't do what I thought it was going to do, I can't really hold and wait a little bit longer, because we're talking like in 1 minute I could be down $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 like easily. If I hold 5 minutes and I got the wrong way, most of the position is worthless. So I got to be quick with it. If it doesn't do what I thought it was going to do, and that's kind of my rule of thumb with any position I take. If it doesn't do what I thought it was going to do, hang it up, wait for something else. And that's what I did. I got the drop, the bounce, the candle under candle, perfect entry. It came down hard and just found support, and then it started to come back up. And when it started to come back up, I was like, well, I ain't trying to do this again, and maybe go test this resistance line up here. I'm just gonna get out and wait a little bit longer, and maybe I'll get the setup I was waiting for. So got in 322, sold for a 12-cent loss on 20 contracts. So not terrible, $240 loss. But again, 0 for 4 now on Tesla. Maybe an early entry, looking for the test on that bottom side. No. Okay, it broke it there. Coming down. Come on. Oh, that wants to go up, huh? Alright. You know, waiting for that level again. Alright, so this is the play that it actually... All these little losses that I was taking kind of paid off. At least I feel like I got it back anyway on this trade. So again, looking kind of bearish here on Tesla. This is the play that we just took and we stopped out going as it was bouncing up. Well, I waited 2 more minutes and got the same play again. So got the drop, got a bounce. It's rejecting that 9 EMA, this 9 EMA line, this red line here. Couldn't get it going anywhere. Started to come back down, candle under candle break. This time right here. So I'm like, okay, I'll try it again to the downside. With the first target being a break of this little, you know, it's not a double bottom, but this area of support. For some reason, it was a magical support level. I have no idea why, but that's what I did. I took, and I felt really good about this one because I took 40 contracts on it. I took the 620 puts. So you know, if I was right, it was going to make me a good deal of money. Sure enough, I got a break of those levels, just like I wanted. We broke even this level here in a big way. Wait, let me make sure I got the time right. Yeah, we broke that level there. Actually, it doesn't look that big. When I was running it live, I thought at the time anyway, it broke this level big. But anyway, on the initial break, I cover half, and that's kind of my rule of thumb. If I have a bigger position, in this case, 40 contracts for me is a big position. On that initial move, I always take half off the table, or at least some. Most of the time, it's half. And the reason is I'm just guaranteeing myself profit because I don't know what it's going to do. And Tesla is wild, man. I've seen crazy, just complete sell-offs, and then 5 minutes later, it's right back where it was. You know, drops of $20 followed by a $20 bounce. Like it's nuts. You never know what Tesla's going to do. So I always take profit. So in this case, on this initial break of this, you know, we'll call it a double bottom, whatever. That flush down, flush through low and day. I sold half my contracts. So from 1209 to 1285. So just under what is that? What is that? 76 cents. 76 cents a share on or contract on 20 contracts with a little bit of change. Just under $1,500 win right there, right? So nice win. And then it just kind of ran out of steam. It just kind of just stopped. And this is kind of where you gotta have to have a feel for a stock. You have to be a little experienced and know that, you know, I've traded Tesla a lot, so it's always in the back of my mind. If I'm going short on it, it could absolutely bounce the other way. And it did. You know, got the break I wanted. And then what did it do 2 minutes later? It went from 612 to 618, $6 bounce. Like, it's just, okay. So anyway, as it just felt like it was running out of gas to the downside, I started covering it on the bounce here. Sold 10 at 12.23, so 19-cent win, $190. And the last lot, as it was bouncing up even further, I sold at 1176 for like a, just call it $300 loser. So overall, profitable trade. It didn't get that huge flush that I was looking. I mean, I was looking for this kind of move here, but it just didn't go. But still profitable overall. That's more like it. That's a little bit better. It needs to break this level. Broke the 615 for some reason that was holding. 83. Oh my gosh, the bounces! There we go. There we go. Break it. Jeez. There you go. Covering half. $612.17 level is going to be a level. $612. TSLA is a monster today. Come on, Tesla. 612, break it. Or just bounce right back. All right, all out. All right, so this trade hurt. So everything I just made on the last trade, maybe making back all my losers from those 4 losses, small losses. You know, I made it all back on that last trade. This trade, I freaking just got smoked. Okay, so here, just like I was talking about, we shorted Tesla all through this area. We broke all these support areas that we were looking at. It didn't do anything. It started to bounce up pretty fast too, and with decent volume. And I had drawn this resistance line, and it really looked like at the time it was about to break this level. And I thought if it did break that level, it completely reverses and we just start going high day. So as it's approaching this level, I was like, oh, ideally for like a level like this to break, I'd rather it go, you know, come up to the level, reject, pull back, and then the second attempt, go. That's how I typically like to play these. But since Tesla had broken low day 1, 2, 3 times and not done really any kind of flush on that, I was like, maybe the move is to the upside. And as I was approaching this level, I went long. This time I bought calls. I bought at the money call. Oh, no, not at the money. I bought the 620 calls just out of the money. And I bought 20 of them at 750 right at the peak. And then what happened as soon as I bought, it rejects that diagonal. Now we have 3 points of contact on this level, so that level's real. And it just completely rejected it. And my absolute stop loss whenever I take a position, especially on the 1 minute chart. So if I'm taking this long, my stop loss is the low of that candle for a candle under candle. So right there, I stopped out. So I went long, didn't go anywhere, and then decided to dump $3, stop me out right there. So I got in at 750, out at 573. Just shy of $4,000 loss. So that hurt big time. I have to stick to my guns. If I didn't stick to my guns, guess what happened next? absolute dumpster fire. So if it, again, this is just trade discipline. If it doesn't do what you thought it was going to do, what your plan was, what your strategy was at that time, you got to stick to it. You got to exit. And if I didn't exit, I would have missed this play. And this did make me quite a bit of money. So it sucked. It was a $4,000 loser, but you have to cut them loose. If it doesn't do what you thought it was going to do, you gotta cut it loose. You can always get back in if it does something else. 618 might be a break spot. Oh, I thought I was gonna go there. Just come on. Make up your mind. So at this point, I'm like 1 for 5 on Tesla. And one of those was like a $4,000 loser. And I'm still trying this sucker. Like, I know this is a descending triangle. I know this is price compression into a very tight space, and there's going to be expansion, and I want to be there for that expansion. Some people think I would probably be crazy to keep beating this horse, this dead horse, but I was like, I am not going to miss this move. This is another loser here on Tesla. This one hurt too. So 959 right here. So at this point, I'm like, okay, we got low a day on this sucker. It's a descending triangle. I'm just gonna. We have a resistance line with 3 points of contact. We have an area of support. No real horizontal. Well, I guess if I went back a little further, I would see that. That's a horizontal there. I was just thinking, okay, something's got to give here. This is too much price compression. It's got to move bigly. So I kept trying it. So I decided to draw a little kind of from this point to this point, little diagonal here. And I was thinking, okay, maybe if we break this diagonal, that gets us to break to this horizontal, and then we dump, right? So I go short right when we get here, right? I go short. I buy the 620 puts in the money. Like, I was feeling good about it, all right? Bottom at 1196. Soon as I buy, bounces in a big way, and it bounces to the point where it's breaking now this freaking diagonal, right? So I'm like, well, my stop loss is candle over candle, and we went candle over candle. I have to stop out. That's my rule of thumb. Got to take the L. This is a this was a big loser too. It's basically $1.30 on 2,000 shares. So it's $2,600 loser. I'm not 2,000 shares. 20 contracts. That's $2,600 loser. Right after a $4,000 loser. You know how much I'm down on the day now. So 1 for 6 now on Tesla, and it completely stopped me out. Sucks. Got to stick to my strategy though.
Come on.
Wow. Bounced right off of that level. All right. Tesla again. Shocker. I'm not going to miss this move, I keep telling myself. So, after I stopped out going up, it didn't break this level, right? It starts bouncing up. It starts to break this diagonal. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So, I'm like, all right, well, this is the moment then. We have 3 points of contact. They're all lining up perfectly. We're actually breaking this level now. After multiple tries of breaking down and it still couldn't do it, this is the moment. This is the moment we've been waiting for. So I go long, and I go long heavy. I go 40 contracts, average 628, right? Right? Like, yes, this is it. It goes, it breaks it, nothing. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And when it doesn't go, that's kind of my big warning signal, right? You break a level like this, and you don't go, you don't make a big move, after this much price compression, it's going to reverse on you. So as it stalled out here, I start to exit, especially on the candle under candle. I exit, let's see. I actually exited right here, right under the candle under candle. Like I said, you know, I went long right inside this candle. Average was 628, like I said. I sat in it for one candle. We did not go candle under candle here. So I was sitting in it, giving it time, just giving it a second. Absolute stop loss is candle under candle. And as soon as it broke right here, I got out. This sucked because it was basically a $4,000 loss. Again, right? But as soon as I saw this, I flipped the trade. And I'll run this clip in its entirety. You can see me go long, fail, and then flip it short. Because what happened is if you have a formation, typically, and it breaks that formation, and in this case, it broke that formation, broke this resistance line, and doesn't do anything. This is a false break. When you get that reversal, that candle under candle, it usually moves pretty good in this case, to the downside. It usually moves the other way pretty big. So I still have this diagonal that, you know, now we have 3 points of contact on it for a very short-term support line that every time you break a support or resistance line, you should get a pop or drop in price. In this case, it's a drop. 3 points of resistance or support, I should mean 1, 2, 3. We're coming down hard. We break that, number one, so we should get an acceleration. Then we go and break low a day, should get continued acceleration. So as we were breaking this diagonal, I flip my position. I go short now. And you can't really see it on camera because I don't have this this little window here in Twitch. It's just hard to put it all in. Like I said, this is what my screen looks like. So this little window's down here. I just have to chop it up for broadcasting, and that's why it looks like this. It's just hard to see everything that's going on down here. But in the blink of an eye, TSLA. I switch this to puts, and I switch the strike price. What I switch it to, I don't even know. 610. Okay, so that's what I did in the blink of an eye. As we're coming down here, I buy 40 contracts because I'm feeling comfortable with this. This is a little out of the money, but if I'm right, it's gonna pay off well anyway. And I was right. So, I bought 60. Whew. I must have felt real good about this thing. So yeah, like I said, the failure happened to the top side. The only place it can go now is down. And now I'm getting the resolution that I've been waiting for. They kept playing over and over and over and over and over again. Finally paid off. So I bought 60 contracts. The first 40 were an average of, call it 635, and the last lot, I bought 40 contracts on when it looked like this was going to break, and I brought 20 more when this broke. So that's why the price is different here. And it was a 40-cent different in 5 seconds. You can kind of see that there. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? So anyway, on the initial break, I sold half. Like I said all the time, I take half profit. So these guys, which with an average of 635 per contract, I sold for 705. I sold 30 of them at 705. So that's 70 cents on 30 contracts. Nice trade, right? What is that, like $2,000, right? Something like that. 2,100. Good start. Nowhere near finished on this. So after we broke these levels, I'm just kind of watching. I'm like, okay, it cannot bounce here, right? It cannot bounce here, but Tesla can. So I'm used to that. So again, my profit, when we break these levels, when we get this big drop going, my profit stop now, where I get out of my position, is on the first candle over candle, signifying the bounce, right? So as long as there's no candle over candle, like this, as long as that doesn't happen, I'm still in the trade. So I have 30 contracts left. And I ended up selling, I got, let's see, what time? So right here. So we're getting that drop. This dropped and it started to bounce pretty hard. And I thought I was going to go candle over candle. So I exited 20 more contracts at 851. So that is about almost $2 a contract win. So about $3,800 win on that lot. So we're just at about $6,000 winner so far. And then we did get the candle over candle right here. So I got 10 contracts left, and I sold that for a $1 win, so another $1,000. So that was about a $7,000 trade overall. Made back some of the loss that I had from today, but not the prettiest thing, you know. I wish I didn't have so many losers, because this definitely paid off. But sometimes that's trading for you. I mean, you'll get chopped out occasionally. Don't be a false break. It's gonna be a false break. Oh, this could be bad. I'm getting chopped the heck out of this thing, man. It's a 5-minute candle over candle as well. So if it doesn't go now, it's gotta collapse pretty hard. Just giving money back left and right on this sucker. $613.22.
Come on. Come on.
Don't you dare freaking bounce.
Come on. Come on.
This is gonna bounce. Push lower. There we go. Push lower. It's gonna bounce. Gotta cover up. Gotta take some profit. Bounce is strong with this one. Oh, now it goes down more. Now it goes down more. Okay. It's the last level here. Profit stop is over six, is the first candle over candle at this point. There we go. All out. All right, so this next trade worked out really well. It was on snow, and I've never traded snow before, and I certainly have never traded the option of snow before. And again, this is like a $350 stock. I'm not really going to take 2,000 shares of this thing. It can move $2 in a minute, no problem. So, if I'm wrong, that's 4,000. If I take 2,000 shares, that's $4,000 loser instantly, without even breathing. It's the same thing to the upside. So I took options on this. And when I got it, so what I saw first on snow is on the daily chart, you're coming down to a pretty major support area. You can this red line is the 9 EMA. And if you look back far enough, it bounced off of it here. It bounced off of it here. And the idea is it's probably going to bounce off of it here. Maybe tomorrow you get a nice bump in snow. It's something I'm certainly going to watch, or not tomorrow, Monday. I'll certainly be watching snow Monday. But what I saw out of gates here is this downward spiral, we'll call it, whatever. And then the price really got tight. And I was willing to play this either direction, honestly. It was just an area of price consolidation, and what we know is when there's price consolidation, there's usually expansion. And that's what happened here. I didn't know which way it was going to go. I was just going to play whatever way it wanted to. So you have some, very short-term support and resistance areas. And, when I got in it, or when I was about to get in it, it looked like this, right? Oh, jeez. It looked like this. I didn't see anything else. So I have support and resistance. And I said, whatever one breaks first is the way I'm going. So we get this little green candle here. It looks like it wants to break to the top side. Where is that green candle? Hello, there it is. Well, it looks like, you trade your charts. It looks like it wants to break to the top side. It doesn't. I mean, it broke this level and this level. It didn't break this level. Well, it did, but it kind of didn't go anywhere with it. So I go long. So I buy 20 contracts, market order, right? I'm in at 826. And as soon as I get in, that happens. I'm like, oh my gosh. And at this point, I have to come up with a stop loss. And since we're already here, I'm like, well, if this level right here breaks, I'm out. That's what I'm telling myself. Or maybe it was this one. Yeah, it was probably this one. If that level breaks, I'm out. This guy right here. We broke to the top side, just like Tesla, right? Where it broke to the top side at a descending resistance line. It broke it, failed, and then reversed big time. I just had that flash through my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go again. Break to the top side, fail, and now we're going to flush it out. Luckily, it just came down, found support, and then the move happened. So I got lucky. I did. I was a hair trigger away from stopping out. So I got the move I was looking for. And when that first pop happened, we get to the VWAP, which is this line right here. That's a resistance level. I cover half my position. So I got in at 826. I sell 10 contracts at 960. So $1,040 win. I'm sorry, $1,400 win on half. Then it continues to blow past the VWAP. And now I'm thinking, okay, where's the next resistance? So that's when I draw a Fibonacci on it. I go from here to low a day, and I'm like, all right, well, there's the 618. That's going to be resistance. So as we're approaching that, I'm exiting along the way. Snow, the spreads on the options are very wide. So the only way I was able to exit successfully was with limit orders. And I would just see what the spread was, and I'd see where the ask was, and I would put my bid just under the ask, hoping I would get filled as the price bumped up. And it paid off for the most part. I sold, like I said, I sold those 10 contracts at 960. I sold 5 contracts at 1210. So that was a big win. That was about a $4 win on 5 contracts. So that's $2,000. And then as we got up to that level, that's like the 618 level that we talked about, the Fibonacci, that's kind of my, all right, this is probably going to pull back. If this is a bearish move, this is a bearish bounce or just a relief bounce, and then maybe continues. Yep, it did continue down again. But this is this is a resistance level that's probably going to hold. I need to start exiting. And then it went candle under candle. Like I said, that's my profit stop area. So this is pop, 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 pop. And it did candle under candle right here. I just stopped out the rest on a market order at 1060. So a $2.40 win on the remaining shares. So a nice win overall. I got a little lucky. I'm not going to lie. I was a hair trigger away from stopping out, but it paid off. Got me back to green on the day. Oof, didn't realize the spreads on that. Jeez. It's $1.10 spreads. Holy cow. Oh, this is a bull trap, isn't it? $5.53.33. Yep. It's a low here. 53 break. There's that 171 on Disney. Thing's gonna rip. Man, now Snow looks bad underneath the 353.33. Needs to get going here. It's looking better. Looking better. 85. Okay. Okay.
Come on.
Looking better. Sold half at 960. Get over this 350, 950 level. Q's SPY for now. Nice. Let's try this again. Spreads suck on this thing, man. Wow, I got filled at 12.10. Okay. Hmm. All right, out the rest. Got what I needed. Got what I wanted. Wow, that was a great trade. Jeez. So this next trade was on Disney, and Disney was a stock that had great news from their conference yesterday that they're at, talking about how they plan to have equal to or more subscribers than Netflix in the year 2021. That made people super excited. Look at the freaking volume today on this thing. I mean, that is almost unmatched. I can't find another date where you had that much volume in the past 8 years. So, and that's just, I mean, I could go back further. Okay, maybe in 2013. Anyway, massive day. Massive day for old Disney here. So, in this area here, just know that it's breaking high day. That's kind of what it's doing. And what happened here is it's making these pop, pullback, candle over candle entry spots that pay off pretty good with a decent move up. Right? Then it rinse and repeats over and over again. Pull back, candle over candle, and then another move up. All right, this trade, this one play, which I call the pop, pullback, candle over candle. It's also called like the 2-bar, 3-bar play, 2-bar play, 3-bar play, whatever. I didn't know that until recently, honestly. But this is like my bread and butter. This is the trade that I have traded the longest. This is the strategy that I've used the longest. This is what I've made most of my money on in my career. Whenever you have a significant pop, a breakout, whatever, the second move is what I make my money on. So call it a breakthrough high a day. Then this is called the pop. When this run ends, we have the pullback phase, which is right here. When we stop making new highs, so this is a new high, new high, new high. I'm not talking about high of day, even though it is at this point. I'm just talking high of the run. So a new high of the run, 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 new high of the run. Then when we go candle under candle and the high of the runs stop, like it stopped here, right? This is the pullback phase. So pullback is candle under candle under candle. Once we break the high of the last pullback candle, and I don't care what color it is, it doesn't matter if it's green or red. Once we break the high of the last pullback candle, which in this case was right here, that's when I go long. Looking for a pop, right? So pullback candle, pullback candle, pullback candle, pullback candle. because we're not going candle over candle yet. So 1, 2, 3, 4 pullback candles. Once we break that right here is when I go long. Jeez. Oh my gosh. E-Trade, your buttons are horrible. Oh my gosh. Let's just use a horizontal. Right there. That is where I go long. Inside of this candle, right there. So I go long, and I was slow. I was slow on this one. I should have entered in at 171.15-ish, somewhere in there. I get filled at 171.28. So 13 cents of slippage there. Don't like my entry at that point. So what am I looking for when I take this trade? Well, after that kind of a pullback, I am looking for an immediate move back to the high of the run. So in this case, an immediate move right up to here. And I want to see that break, and I want to see it get another pop. I did not get that in this move. And when I say immediate, I mean 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. Quick, right? I didn't get it. I did get a nice pop, but I didn't get that pop right there. So as I'm profitable at this point, and again, it should happen quick. So since it's not happening quick, my strategy tells me I've got to start to exit, especially if I'm green. I start exiting in 1,000 share lots. I sold half 171.54, so right over the resistance of the $0.50. That's just a small resistance area. And then as it looked like it was just kind of running out of steam, I sold the rest at 171.50. So basically a 23-cent win, 2,000 shares, $460 win. 171.22. Yeah, yes. All right. 71. Okay, that's a one-minute play. Want to be in it. Whew. That fill was bad. Definitely don't like that fill. I was getting into like 171.20. Yeah, I don't like my entry. It still could work. 40. Oh, okay. 50. Okay. A day. Still half. 171.73. There you go. $47. Yep. Right. Stopping out the rest. All right, so this trade is a news trade. You can't, when I run the clip live, you won't be able to hear the news that I'm hearing in my ears at the time. It's just the way the stream is set up. I can't broadcast that through Twitch. It would be a breach of my subscription, of the subscription policy. I'm just not allowed to do that. So therefore, if I can't stream it to Twitch, I can't record it. But know that this is a news play, and you'll hear me say the news out loud. What it is takeover rumor of AMC, buyout rumor of AMC. So when I hear it, I flip over it immediately. And when I flip over it immediately, I see that we're at 407. The price hasn't really moved much from where it has been. So I immediately get in. I'm like, risk reward here is only up. You know, worst case scenario is I'm out break even, or maybe a penny or two. It doesn't matter. It just hasn't moved yet. And so I take 8,000 shares on this thing. And as I'm listening to the news is, I think it's something like Apollo takeover, and then blah, 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 blah. Apollo urges AMC to bankrupt. So I'm like, whoa, bankrupt? That's not good news. So, and news plays are tricky. Again, it just takes experience and time to figure out how to play them. But as soon as I was profitable on on it. I sold half. So basically I got in at 407, sold half at 413. That's 4,000 shares. So 4,000, 6 cents, 4,000 is a profit. My brain's starting to run out of gas right now. And then when I heard the bankruptcy part, I was like, well, that's not great news. I exited the rest at 411. So 4-cent win on that, 4,000 shares. I guess that's $160 on that lot. And on this one, it was 240. So good chunk of change. I mean, that only happened because they took 8,000 shares on it. But it was a news play. It's green, can't complain. SFIX, all right. Oh yeah, 60-20 break. Keep calling that one out the closer it gets to it. Hollow Global potential buyout of AMC. Urging the company to file for bankruptcy. I'm out of that. So this is a 5-minute play. So just how I do the pop, pullback, candle over candle on the 1 minute, I do the exact same thing on the 5-minute chart. So we had this, and AI is very interesting because it's a recent IPO, and this thing has gone nutso. So any chance we get near high a day on this thing, where it could break I mean, yesterday's high was $131 and change. Day before, the high was 115. So I'm thinking to myself, well, if we break the high, again, maybe we get another move to 150. Who knows? So I was looking at every opportunity to get into this. So we had the pop here, we had a pullback candle in the 5-minute, and we had candle over candle. Right here is where I entered in, and you can kind of see that here on the 1 minute. Let's see, the break of 124.50. So 124.50, 5-minute play right there. So I'm telling myself, all right, if we break this level, maybe we get a pop, and maybe we get a pop up into this resistance level from the pre-market. So I take 1,000 shares, and I get that break that I'm looking for. So I get in at 124.65. I get a pop up through 125, and I start to exit at, as we're hitting this Bollinger Band here. I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is a good pullback spot. I don't know. And I exit at 125.23. So what is this? 80 or 70, just under 70 cents. So just under a $700 winner. It's a good trade. It ended up actually going nutty and not hitting the resistance here at the Bollinger Band. In fact, it went through the Bollinger Band, through yesterday's high, and would have made me a lot of money had I been in it. But I thought I was going to hit resistance and pull back. It didn't. It had other ideas. It ended up selling off later on, but nonetheless, can't complain. It was a green trade. Wow, I got an absolute horrible fill. 25. $25 getting run over. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All out. Nice trade on the 5-minute play here. Pop, pullback, candle over candle. Got some pre-market resistance here in the 126 to 126.30 level. You break that. I mean, AI closed at 130 yesterday. I don't think it has a problem getting back up there. So back to Tesla, and guess what happens here? Another loser. So I'm at this point, Tesla's had that big drop. It's had a complete recovery of it. You're starting to we've had this descending resistance line, right? We're starting to break that now. So now, hey, I'm thinking maybe we're going to get through this VWAP in some way and get moving up like it did here. Now, the time I got in it was over here. So, what did I see? I saw a previous little peak, couple peaks right here on the 1 minute, very short term time frame. But, just need a spark to get an explosion. I was looking for that to break, followed by that peak to break, followed by that peak to break. I just thought if you could break one of them, you would get the dominoes to fall, especially this one. So as we're getting up here to break this level, this is a little double top here. It is a double top on the 1 minute. Level, broke it to the downside. So double top here on the 1 minute, right? Not like this is a 30-minute double top, whatever. So it's just on the 1 minute. It is a resistance level. So as we're coming up, I think it's going to break it. I take the 620 calls at $4.50. What happens? The very next candle, it goes candle under candle. And that's my stop loss. I stop out. I have to. It didn't go when I thought it was going to go. This could completely roll over. I don't know what it's going to do. And I stop out. So a loss of 70 cents on 20 contracts, $1,400 loser. Just trying. It's getting shot down. In a big way, got shot down. Jeez. So first off, if you've made it this far in the video, leave a comment down below because I want to know who you are, because you are really studying, because there's no way in the world anyone's made it this far besides you. So congratulations. Second, we're back at Tesla. This one was profitable. So like I said, if it didn't do, like before on this trade, when we tried to break this resistance line, if it doesn't do what you thought it was going to do, stop out, wait a little longer and see what sets up. In this case, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 points of contact, 5, and then we finally broke that level here. So as it looked like it was breaking this level, I went long, and I went long with 40 contracts here. So I bought in at 404, we'll just call it 407. So I got the first domino to fall, and when I run it live, you can kind of see that I kind of drew it like this. So it's kind of like an ascending triangle at this point, which is a bullish pattern. So we get the break that I wanted, and at this point now I'm looking for these horizontal places to break. I'm looking for this to break, and then hopefully this one, all right, and taking profit throughout that move. We had volume expansion, as you can kind of see the volume moving up with this move. And immediately I sold half at 418, so 11-cent win, 20 contracts, $220 win right off the bat. And it just wasn't breaking out big like typically Tesla does. So as it's kind of just, not exploding, I just decided to take the rest off the table for a 10-cent win, $200, 400 whatever, $20 overall. Good trade. It did end up pushing up higher, but taking the chips off the table is okay. Not bad at all. I did play it immediately thereafter, though. Let's see. I got back in right here at 1037. As we were breaking this horizontal, I didn't think we would. We did, and I sold immediately thereafter for a small loss. It didn't really do much, so basically break even on that trade. But overall, the trade was still good. This part was good. The second execution was not that great. So there's your pop. Can it go now? That's the question. Needs to get over 615. Small win for me. If it gets over 615, it probably gets going. I'll get back in if that 615 looks like it can go. You can try it. 615 broke. Cannot hold it. What? It's weird. All right, previous peaks or resistances here. Good volume. It's not really moving very fast though. So hesitant to hold this. I'm gonna get out. I don't feel comfortable with it. So at this point, this is the last trade of the first hour, and this is what brings me back up to, what is it, 5,550, write it down, $5,553. That's what this trade gets me to. So this is Disney, and as you can see, Disney is now breaking high day. Well, it is high day, breaking high day here, and it starts to go on a run. And this is typically what a run would look like. Moving up, coming back to the 9, bouncing off 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 the 9. And that's a strong move. Inside of that, this is where, again, 1 minute pop, pullback, candle over candle play that I have made my living on. In this case, it happened multiple times here. Pop, pullback, candle over candle entry. First target is high of the run, profit over that. Rinse and repeat. Pop, 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 pop. Pullback candle, candle over candle, entry. Target, high of the run, profit over that. Rinse, repeat, right? Pop, pop, pop. Pullback candle, candle over candle entry. Target, high of the run, profit anything over that, or bonus anything over that. All right, and that's the trade I took right here. So we got the pop, 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 pullback candle, candle over candle entry. I took 2,000 shares at 172.93. We broke that level right here, high of the run, and I took profit as soon as that broke at 173.22. So a 30-cent win, 2,000 shares, $600, and that is the last trade. Congratulations if you made it this long. Please leave a comment down below if you did. I want to know who you are. And, okay, hang on. 93. Home, baby. Break it. 173. Broke it. Selling. Boom. That's a beautiful 1 minute there. Beautiful. See how it does it? For those of you that have no idea what I'm saying when I say pop, pullback, candle over candle, this is it, right? You get your explosion of a move. In this case, it was a high day that kind of triggered that. All right, explosion, pullback, pullback. As soon as we go candle over candle, as soon as we go break the high, the last pullback candle. This is the last pullback candle because it didn't. The run stopped. Pullback, right here, entry. First target and only target really is a break of that little peak. Anything over that is profit. Sell immediately. Rinse and repeat. Now that we have our move, we wait for the next one. Pop, pop, pop. New high, new high, new high. Pullback candle. So we're in the pullback phase. Pullback candle. Still in the pullback phase. Candle over candle entry right here. That's where I took it. I actually hit it right on the freaking head. The target is an immediate break of the high of the run. This is our run. We got that immediately. This time it lined up perfectly with a whole dollar break, which is another resistance level. So every time you break a resistance level, you usually get a pop. Just sell over that level. So really nice play, up $5,553 in the first hour.